My mum's father, my grandfather, my bapuji, we would call him, he did high tailoring. He moved to East Africa before him and my grandmother got married.
It is his shop in Kenya, Kisumu, and that's it's amazing that he's got a letterhead.
Him and his brothers had a tailoring, what you would call kind of Savaro, a family of men, and you see that they're all suited and booted all the time.
This is the original book that Bapuji learned his tailoring.
My grandmother would always say that there's nobody that will make a blouse like your Bapuji will make it.
Both your grandfathers worked originally together.
My other grandfather, I grew up very, very close to him. He was stitching in Vancouver, so when he came over, and from what I can remember, he was on the sewing machine working and things. When I first learned to stitch, actually, he was one that I kind of went down to and showed things to. All the dresses, I have lots of little dresses that my daughters have now worn, that I wore, that my grandfather's made. And that for me is so, so special.
This is one of the dresses that was made for a wedding, and this is your dress that Bapuji made. Yeah, and then there's another dress which is identical for your older sister.
It's this thing that it's a little bit genetic. It's that we've seen it, we know how to do it. It's kind of that thing, you know how to cook, or you know how to wash the dishes, you know how to sew. I think all of the children would know how to operate a sewing machine, that it is in them to do that. What's so beautiful and I'm so thankful of is that the craft is my heritage, like the two are so interlinked. My mum, I love my mum, I channel my mum, I look like my mum. She just got suited and booted, like everything, hair, makeup, everything done. Like she always looked fantastic. So she'd go and she'd work at the bank. She's like my 80s and 90s power woman. And then she'd come home, after school when we got home, and then she'd get changed and she'd put on a sari or she'd put on a salwar kameez and then be an Indian goddess. And that's where I've got my style from. House of Bilimoria is my clothing label. We do bespoke, ready to wear, and we are really like a lifestyle brand that does the whole family. And what we're working with now, what we focus on, is a sustainable, ethical and eco perspective with what we do. And that really ties in with heritage at the same time, because we're working with kind of secondhand and vintage. London is a big melting pot. Wherever you're from, I think that there's something about blending and bringing these cultures into tailoring and into fashion in order that you can feel your roots and your heritage shining through, but without wearing absolute traditional dress.